20 meals for the next 5 days. So for lunch and dinner for both me and Ilana. So it's quite a bit of food. We have all our Tupperwares laid out. We're going to show you the exact process we do every single week to make sure we're dialed in for the week and have high protein meals.
Let's get it going.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to start off first with our tofu. Always first things first. All right. So I'm going to get these opened up. This is our main protein source for our first meal. So let me start going over our meals. We'll discuss it again as we go today. But basically we've got tofu. We're going to get some brown rice, or not brown rice, sorry, white rice. And we're going to get some broccolini, carrots, and cabbage going for that first meal prep. And this is extra firm tofu. That's what we want. We don't want the mushy tofu. This is going to stay a lot better in our meal prep. So we get this from Costco every 2 weeks. We stock up on 4 of these bad boys. That's enough protein to last us 2 weeks worth of lunches or dinners, whichever one we choose to eat this meal prep for. And then our second meal prep that we make for the week, so we're making 10 of each of these, 5 for both me and Mitchell. So our second meal prep is going to have seitan that we're going to make ourselves. That's protein made from vital wheat gluten. So it is not gluten-free. This first meal is gluten-free. And then we're also going to add beans to that to have a complete protein source. So we like our bonzo beans. We're going to add that to it, and then we're going to have shiitake mushrooms, and we're going to have chard and kale. So those are our 2 meal preps for the week. We're going to go through how to make them, the process. You're going to see it from start to finish, even us putting it in our fridge and giving it a little fridge tour at the end. All right, I'm going to recycle these. And then let's get it going. So I'm going to cut open all of these tofu packs. That's kind of a process. And you might be wondering, why so much tofu? And the reason why is because we want to build muscle. So in order to build muscle, what we recommend is about a gram of protein per pound of desired body weight. That might sound like a lot to a lot of you. I understand that. My clients usually are kind of bug-eyed when I tell them that, but that's going to really help you to build muscle. If that is your goal, I really recommend working towards it. You might not be there straight away. It might need to fix some things in your nutrition. It might take you a few months to get to being able to eating that much. So I recommend just little steps at a time. You know, if you're under 100 grams of protein right now, try to get to that first. That's a good first goal, and then go from there.
Yeah, we have some new people tuning in, so welcome. Do you want to just recap what we're doing again?
Yeah, so I'm cutting open some tofus right now. That's going to be our protein source for this first meal prep. We're making 2 different meals, 10 of each, so 5 for me and 5 for Mitchell. So tofu is our protein source in our first vegan meal prep here. And we're going to have rice, around broccolini, carrots, and cabbage in that first meal prep. Second meal prep is going to have seitan made from vital wheat gluten, so that's our protein source, plus some beans. So we do garbanzo beans to make that a complete protein. And then we're also going to have our rice, and we're going to have some shiitake mushrooms, kale, and kale and chard in that second meal prep.
We have a couple comments from YouTube.
Yeah.
Autumn Burst said, "What are you cooking?" Which you just answered.
Yeah.
And then Gretator Blanche said hi and said cool because they're excited about what we're cooking.
Great. Well,
And then Mr. Jukes U on TikTok said, "Question for Captain Ballsack." I'm assuming that's me, maybe. But anyways, yeah, this is a live Q&A. So if you have any questions for me, Ilana, or Captain Ballsack, whoever that is, feel free to drop them in the chat. So live Q&A. We're here to help you out today.
What's the question?
I don't know. We're waiting for the question from.
Okay, that was just the beginning.
Yeah, fire it off. And please specify who Captain Ballsack is. So.
Interesting. All right, so we almost got all of these opened up. And so to tell you guys how much of this goes in each of our meal preps, so one whole block of these goes in each of Mitchell's meal preps. He eats a lot. He's 200 pounds, a lot of muscle. Half to 3/4 of these go in my meal preps. I'm a little smaller. I'm 130 pounds. He's about 200. So that's that difference in how much protein we need.
Mr. Jukes, you said, please tell her to stop crop dusting Walmart.
Oh, I didn't know I was doing that. We don't really have a Walmart.
We don't have a Walmart. Joke's on you.
Yeah, joke's on you.
Grethader Blanche says she loves cooking and best ever.
Cool.
Cleo, welcome back. They said, I made my tofu the way you made it and loved it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, most people like the tofu we make, the way we make it. That's one thing about tofu is it's kind of a blank canvas. So if you make it bad with like bad seasoning, like yeah, it's not going to taste very good. But if you put good seasoning on it, you bake it well, it's going to taste real good.
Oh, bye, Grethader Blanche. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. We come back every single week and we have other long form videos.
Do you have any other comments or questions right
No, I
now?
was just saying bye. Oh, there's one from Stone Philly fan. Welcome. If you are new here, the creators are testing new vibrating butt plugs.
Oh, let's not read out stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just
we're
thought.
gonna get
Oh,
banned
sorry.
on TikTok.
Oh, okay. We don't have those.
Let's not.
We're not wearing those.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
I think they've been here before.
Yeah, let's not.
Yeah,
read
they're a
out
level
stuff
3.
like that.
They're a level 3 fan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyways, so what I'm doing right now is I'm cutting these into little 1/4 cubes. So this is a 1/4 of each of those tofu blocks. This is just going to make it easy for us to measure it out and put them in our meal prep, since I do half to 3/4. And obviously Mitchell doesn't want to just have like a giant block of tofu in his meal prep. That's not gonna be very appetizing. It's nice to have them in these little chunks. So you can make these smaller chunks if these are not appealing to you, but we just find it easier for putting them in the meal prep to have them in these 1/4 block chunks. So do as you will. But it will take longer to season them if you do smaller chunks.
We have a lot of new people tuning in. Do you want to tell them about the whole process we're doing today?
Yeah. So, once again, I'm cutting up tofu right now. This is the main vegan protein source in this first meal prep. And then along with it, we're going to have some white basmati rice. We're going to have some broccolini, carrots, and cabbage. Second meal prep, you guys are going to see us make some seitan from Vital Wheat Gluten. And then that one's going to have some garbanzo beans, again, some rice, and then some shiitake mushrooms, kale, and chard. So that goes in the second meal prep. We're making 10 of each of these meal preps, 5 for Mitchell, 5 for me. They're going to be slightly different sizes because we have different protein needs. So that is what you guys are going to see, the whole process of that.
Lake and Tyler on YouTube said hi and asked what we're cooking, but we just answered that. But
yeah, welcome in.
Yeah, hi Lake and
Hi.
Tyler. Flash said good morning.
Good morning, Flash.
Morning, Flash.
How you doing?
Welcome back. All right, Flash. I saw you sent us a video about olive oil. What do you think of our olive oil? It seems pretty dialed in, but based on your you watching the video, is this a good one? I didn't see that brand on there, so.
Oh yeah, what do you guys think about avocado oil? We've been learning some things about how avocado oil, it's in a lot of snacks nowadays, but apparently it's not actually avocado oil in there. And I don't know how that works. I don't know how you can just like label something as avocado oil, but it's actually soybean oil, but that's what they're saying is happening because it's not FDA regulated, but olive oil is. So I don't know, it's really confusing, but we're really sussed out by any product that has avocado oil in it now. I'm even sussed out by like the actual avocado oil, whether or not it actually is avocado oil.
Shout out to Lake and Tyler on YouTube.
We're gonna flip.
He said, "Could I get a shout out if I sub?"
Oh.
So shout out to Lake and Tyler. There's only one person here on YouTube, I think. I think it's you, but we're on TikTok too. There's more people there.
I'm gonna get some water real quick, but I'll follow you.
So we're gonna start making our basmati rice. And I think someone on TikTok asked, "What are we making?" So just general overview. It's a big meal prep process. Over here we have all of our Tupperwares. Sorry, let me give you a light over here. A little bit of light, as best as we can. We have 20 Tupperwares. We're making 20 meals because we're doing our meal prep operation for the week. The first 10 meals are going to be rice, tofu, and veggies. The other meal, we're going to make our own seitan, which is a very high protein vegan meat alternative. We're going to do seitan, beans, rice, and a different set of stir-fried veggies. So let's get our rice going real quick. We want to get that boiling. And I'm also going to get the oven baking because that's how we're going to make our tofu. We'll get to that in just a moment.
Lake and Tyler said that they just subscribed.
Thank you, Lake and Tyler.
Someone asked on TikTok, 50% are 50% are female. Asked, do you press the tofu?
We do press the tofu. That's why it's in that cloth right now. We're going to take another cutting board and push down on it a little bit. You can do it a little more thoroughly if you want to take your time, but it's kind of a lot of tofu. We're just going to give it a little press and get some of the moisture out of there. So real quick, let's do our rice. What we do, we get this from Costco. Organic traditional basmati rice from the foothills of the Himalayas. That's some good stuff right there. But basmati rice, I'd say, is one of the healthier rice options. Some people have pointed out that rice has a good amount of arsenic. And from my research, this particular type of rice that they just so happen to have at Costco had very low levels of arsenic. So basmati rice from that region of the world, like the India region.
Dallas said, good morning, you guys.
Like Jeff Dallas?
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, Jeff? How you doing? Welcome. Let me find a cup so we can get some rice going. 4.5 cups of rice. So this is going to make a ton of rice. I'm going to show my rice cooker here. So if you don't have a rice cooker or an Instapot, that's something I highly recommend for meal prep. We just kind of have this old rice cooker that we got at a yard sale for $10, but Instapots, you can cook rice, beans, all sorts of stuff in there. You can just make a stew. How many cups of rice was that?
I don't know. I wasn't counting.
Probably.
Valley to the Bay 408 said brown rice is the best.
Yeah, so I like brown rice. Like if I'm making it for an individual meal, I usually do brown rice. But for meal prep, I like white rice because it stays in the Tupperware a little fresher. Something about the brown rice, I think it's the fact that it's more fibery. I feel like bacteria eats it more and it spoils more quickly. Whereas white rice stays pretty fresh in that Tupperware for a long time. So, like yesterday, we didn't meal prep. We went out to eat, and when I got rice with my meal, it was brown rice because it's much better fresh, in my opinion. All right. So I don't like just plain white rice. I mean, it's fine. I'll eat just plain white rice, but I always recommend adding some seasoning to that. So there's no need to just have bland white rice when we have all these different spices and herbs that we can use. So up here we have our spice cabinet, different seasonings. So some of the ones we're going to use today are like Cajun seasoning. We're going to do that on our tofu. We have, where is it? The curry powder, we're going to do that in our rice. So those are just good ways you can add a ton of flavor to your food without adding calories. So one of the benefits to meal prepping at home is your food is going to be a lot healthier than when you go to a restaurant. So when you go to a restaurant, the food is flavored with some sort of like rich sauce. Most of the time, not all the time. But the thing is you can season your food with fresh herbs and spices instead of an oily, sugary sauce. So before I add the water, I'm just going to splash in a little bit of that was a lot of curry powder. So however much curry powder
we're going to smell like curry this week.
Yeah, so that was a little bit more curry. That might be a little spicy rice this week. But, I don't recommend that much. Like a tablespoon in your whole pot of rice would be perfectly fine. So we're gonna do that and some black pepper.
Valley of the Bay said, bro said a little bit. That was a lot.
It fell out. It was a lot. It's definitely gonna be kind of spicy this week, but it's good for you at least. So, yeah, there's a lot of different spices in curry. So there's like turmeric, which is the main one, which is extremely anti-inflammatory and has lots of antioxidants in it. So there's a ton of good stuff in curry powder. So. And no additional calories to the meal, so great way to add some flavor.
Flash said, do you scan everything you maybe established with your Yuka app?
Yeah, so someone, Elaine69, I don't know if you're here right now, but she recommended the Yuka app. I thought it was pretty cool. It's a free app. They have a paid version, but the free app just allows you to scan the barcode on a product. And it'll give it like a rating on if it's healthy or not. So if you don't want to put too much thought into it, that's a good way to do it. It's called the Yuka app. We're not sponsored or anything, but I thought it was kind of cool. But when I downloaded it the other day, I did scan just everything in my house with a barcode out of curiosity. And most things were pretty good. Our salt, I guess, was not the best. So that's something to consider. We add 9 cups of water to this. So I'm going to try to count, or if you guys can help count, that'd be great.
That was 2.
Yeah, you can read chat and I'll answer it.
Lake and Tyler said bye.
Oh, bye, Lake and Tyler. Thanks for subscribing.
Yeah, appreciate you.
How many was that? Was that 3?
Yeah.
Okay. It's hard to count and answer
That's
chat
4.
at the same time. Yeah. Yeah, so 9 cups. 1-to-2 ratio. Water
5.
to rice. Yeah. So anyways, after this, we're going to press our tofu and we're going to
6.
season it, and we're going to bake our tofu in the oven. But if you're just tuning in, what we're doing today, we're doing a big meal prep operation.
7.
High-protein vegan meals. We use these to build muscle. We do this every single week to make sure we're dialed into the week.
8.
Last one here.
We got some questions about the rice.
All right, fire off the rice questions.
So Chef Farmer said, hello, I'm on time today, and said, why don't you wash out the starch on your rice?
That's a good question. I think it's because we're just too lazy to do it. We're cooking so much food. But, like...
We're not professional chefs.
Yeah, we're not professional chefs, but... I don't know, it comes out just fine like that. But, that is a good question. You could wash out your rice, but... It doesn't seem that starchy to me. Like, it comes out fine.
Farmer Lori said, might want to add more water because you miscounted the rice. You put in 5.5 cups.
I put 5.5 cups? Oh, fuck.
Did you?
I can't fit any more water. Did I actually? I had a feeling I may have.
I don't know. Was that more rice than we needed? Wait, is 5.5 more?
Yeah, usually 4.5.
Oh. Oh.
Oh man, I can't tell if I'm being messed with or.
I don't know.
Not that you're not a trustworthy person. It's just what we typically.
She has like a trustworthy looking face on her profile photo. I would trust Lori. I would trust Lori with my life. She looks like a trustworthy person.
See if you made us have soggy rice for the week. I can only fill so much of this up, so I'm gonna add like a little bit more water. Like basically.
Jeff said it was 5.5 too.
All right, we can trust Jeff. We know Jeff.
We have a couple comments about the salt.
Yes.
Okay.
The salt.
So Valley to the Bay said use Diamond Crystal kosher salt for everyday use. J. Michael said Celtic salt is really good for you. I think that's it.
A plant-based diet, a nutrient that is essential is iodine. You can get it from seafood, which we're not consuming. So you could technically eat seaweed of certain varieties to get iodine, but you do have to eat quite a bit of it. And to be honest, seaweed is not just like this thing that you want to eat all the time. Me personally, I don't know about you, Ilana. Do you want to eat seaweed all the time?
No.
Yeah, so we try to get iodized salt, but the problem with a lot of iodized salt, and there are some that are worse than this, but they have additives of some sort. Like the ingredients on this one are sea salt, which is good, tricalcium phosphate, a free-flowing agent, dextrose, and then potassium iodine. Potassium iodine is basically the iodine supplement that they fortify the salt with. So we are looking for a salt that's iodized, but is also sea salt. So in our store, this was the best one that we could find, but apparently tricalcium phosphate and or dextrose is not very good for you.
Do you need to turn this on?
Yes, we should
Okay.
turn that on. All right, let's season up our tofu.
Can I ask more questions right now? All right, PETA said, do you ever freeze your tofu?
No, people have suggested freezing the tofu after you press it to make it more firm. But once again, when we meal prep, we want a balance of like, is the food good and is it convenient to make? So that's just something that it would be an additional step. We spend like 2.5 hours doing the meal prep already, and it's just nice to have a nice easy thing to do. But you could optimize your tofu making by pressing it and then freezing it. In theory, I've never done it myself, but that's what people are telling me is good.
All right, you want to tell them what we're doing, and then
we're gonna press the tofu. So I have a cutting board on top, and then you guys probably haven't seen the tofu underneath here, but we cut them in these cubes that we're gonna season and bake in the oven. I'm gonna press this to get some of the water out.
All right, I'm gonna ask some more questions while you're doing it. So Flash said, are you gonna do, he said backup, but I'm guessing he meant backflip. Are you gonna do a backflip if you get enough viewers today?
Okay, backflip viewer goal. Let's
do subscriber on YouTube goal.
Subscriber on YouTube goal. If you guys can get us to 700 subscribers on YouTube, I will go do a backflip. And I maxed out on squat, bench, and deadlift yesterday as a part of our more recent YouTube, or our next YouTube video that we're going to make. So my body's really sore, so doing a backflip would be dangerous. But if you guys want to encourage reckless behavior, you can get us to 700 subscribers on YouTube. We're like 20 away or something like that. So, yeah, that's the deal, guys. But not just to get us to 700. We have cool videos on there. If you like these live streams, you like our YouTube videos. We have all sorts of fun nutrition videos, and we go to different gyms and do gym tours. So, all right, that should be pressed enough. Just enough to get a little moisture out of there.
There's a lot of people confirming that you had 5.5 cups, and they said you need 11 cups of water.
Yeah, that's the problem, is that it doesn't fit in the rice cooker, so we'll see how the rice turns out.
Chef Farmer said that's why you added the extra curry powder to your rice.
So we're going to have like hard, really spicy rice this week, but you win some and you lose some.
Princess Betty said, why is it that color? Are you making congee? I think that was about the rice. This was a while ago.
The rice?
Yeah, I think it might have been about the rice.
Yeah, so we added curry powder to the rice if you missed it. That's a great way to season your rice without adding extra calories to it, keeping it nice and light and clean. Okay, so here's the plan, guys. We have our tofu. We're going to do a dry rub seasoning on there. We're going to do Cajun seasoning. Let's see. Let me find the Cajun bag.
Oh, Valet to the Bay just subscribed on YouTube.
Shout out to Valet
Thank you so
to
much.
the Bay for subscribing on YouTube. We have, we're just going to put the rest of this in here. We'll have to get some more next time. I'll put a generous amount of seasoning in a bowl. And then we're going to do a dry rub on our tofu. And then we're going to bake it in the oven at 400 degrees. We have that preheated. You can switch sides if you want. So, we have these two baking pans. We're going to put a little bit of olive oil on it. I try not to do too much olive oil because it is pretty calorie dense, and when we're meal prepping, the whole goal for our meal prep is to make meals that are well balanced macronutrient wise. So the olive oil is not going to support that. But we'll get into the olive oil spiel later when we do our veggie stir fry. So I just pour a little bit of that on that baking pan. I'm going to rub that around with a paper towel. We just need a thin layer so that doesn't stick. Otherwise you have a big mess to clean up. And for me, that's the main purpose of the oil, is so that things don't stick to the pan. Sometimes people use those oil sprays. They make ones with like olive oil and avocado oil, supposedly. We should all be skeptical of the avocado oil now. Ilana mentioned it earlier, but I guess all the chips that are making things with avocado oil aren't actually avocado oil.
Yeah, we're sussed out.
Now I don't know what to believe.
Yeah.
Guys, you can't trust food labels anymore. The FDA just lets them lie about it. They don't, it's pretty crazy, but
That is pretty crazy.
yeah. So, anyways, things that don't have a food label are probably better to eat that you can just look at and identify. So,
Valley to the Bay said cow's milk, Greek yogurt, and I think also egg. Hard-boiled eggs also are great sources of iodine. We don't eat any of those things, but yeah, those I guess are good sources of iodine. I didn't know that.
yeah. So particularly on a vegan diet, you want the iodine from the salt or from seaweed. But yeah, unfortunately, it comes with some extra stuff. So maybe we'll find one that's a little better. We could probably find a more pure one online. So I added some salt to my Cajun seasoning. Iodized salt that had a 10 out of 100 on the Yuka app, but we're just going to ignore that for now. But you can use sea salt in the meantime if you want. The Cajun seasoning is just herbs and spices. There's no salt. So we do want some sodium content to our food. What we're going to do, we're going to do the dry rub here. So I'm going to take each one of these blocks. I'm going to dab them in the seasoning. And basically rub the spice on all surfaces of the tofu. So for one, this adds a lot of flavor to your tofu. Some people have tried tofu and they didn't like it. Maybe they went to a restaurant and they just like fried this in oil. And I don't blame you if you don't like tofu if you tried that. That's not a good way to prepare it, in my opinion. But what we're doing, we're adding Cajun seasoning on the outside. And then we're going to bake it, which is going to give it a crispier texture on the outside. Sometimes they try to make tofu crispy with like cornstarch, or they add flour, kind of like when you're doing like fried chicken or something. But I prefer to use some dry rub seasoning of some sort, and you get the same effect, but you get a ton of flavor to it. So we've been doing our tofu like this for a long time. We always enjoy it, and a lot of people try this recipe and say they really like it. So if you're new to tofu and you want to try it in a way that's actually going to be palatable, this is your recipe to try.
All right, can I read out some comments and questions? All right, user 43 said, why was the seasoning in a bag for prep?
Because we got it in the bulk bin at the grocery store, so you can just go and scoop it from this large bulk container at the store. That's just the grocery bag that it came in. But we did get some jars. You want to show them our jars?
Yeah, next time we go fill up, we got these little glass jars. It's hard to hold up for both YouTube and TikTok. You want to hold it for a second?
My hands are
okay, here, wait, let me put it on
in the cabinet.
So that's one of them. We're going to use those the next time we go in to Staff of Life to refill.
Yeah, you can just like weigh it beforehand.
Yeah.
And how much to charge you, so you don't have to use a
trying to upgrade. Valley to the Bay said those sprays are horrible. They use butane.
Yeah, some of them are like the Pam one. My hand.
I got it.
The Pam one definitely has some sus ingredients, but I have seen some single ingredient sprayable oils. But I don't know. Maybe it is pressurized with butane and they don't list it on the ingredients. But
what is butane?
It's just like this gas that they. I don't know how else to describe it.
Doodlebug said, love turmeric. I add to my homemade dog food. They love it with their mixed vegetables.
Oh, that's probably really good for your dog.
We have a dog.
Yeah, he's sleeping.
I don't think we've introduced Milo yet today, but this is our little sleeping noodle dog. He's very exhausted. He had a long weekend. We took him a lot of places, and he was very anxious yesterday.
There's a lot of loud noises in public, which he doesn't like.
He was a good boy, though. All right.
Oh, I actually crushed one of these tofus when I was pressing it.
Did it kind of explode?
Yeah.
Valley to the Bay said potatoes, prunes, or green beans are good for iodine intake. He didn't realize we were vegan.
Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, we can look into some plant-based sources, but I've heard it's not in a lot of those plant-based foods, but we can look into it deeper and assess whether or not the iodized salt is necessary. Because I would rather not have tricalcium phosphate on a regular basis.
Doodlebug said, can you air fry tofu?
You can air fry the tofu.
We have an air fryer.
Basically works the same as an oven. It's just a mini oven. But as you can see how much tofu we have, it won't fit in our air fryer in one batch. So
yeah.
But yeah, you can use your air fryer if you're doing like a single meal. That's what we usually do if it's just for one meal that we're cooking or something on the weekend. So
yeah, it is a little faster. Sarah Daisy sent us a heart puff. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah Daisy.
Let's see. J. Michael said Trace Minerals has iodine drops, can be a good supplement replacement, and last a long time. Oh,
Yeah,
so kind of like our vitamin D B12 drops.
Yeah,
oh,
so
interesting.
Yeah,
that's good to know.
Yeah,
Thank you for that.
that is a good
We didn't know that
idea.
existed.
I guess yeah, you really don't need it in your
Yeah.
salt.
That's interesting. I didn't. Yeah, I had no idea that existed.
Sea salt has like trace amounts of iodine, but it's not enough to like support your thyroid health. But yeah, if you don't have enough iodine, you can actually it's not very great for your health. It can cause thyroid issues, which mess with your metabolism and energy levels. So it's not something you want to be deficient in. So there's a lot of little things like that on a vegan diet that people actually they need to be very mindful of. I think a lot of people do the vegan diet carelessly, and just quite frankly, I think they can be kind of naive to think that like, oh, it's really hard to get nutrition or nutrient deficiencies on a vegan diet. Everything you need is in plants, which is true. Everything you need is in plants, but you have to eat a good variety. There's a lot of different things you need to account for. So it's just something to be mindful of. You want to do your research and make sure you're getting all of the different micronutrients you need on a vegan diet.
AG said you can just buy an oil sprayer container.
For the iodine, I'm guessing.
No, I think they meant for the oil because we were talking about like the butane and like
yeah,
like maybe they oil sprayer.
And you can add your own.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's a good idea. Jesse G said, "Have you found an air fryer without the Teflon?"
No, that's what
ours has Teflon.
We don't use the air fryer very much because it does have a Teflon thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good question. It's hard to find that.
Feel like if you cook something at that high of heat in a small thing, you'd be so likely to burn it on the pan that the average consumer would just get fed up with it.
Yeah.
So. But I think like they make like microwave ovens. That was what they had before the air fryer. That's just like the OG air fryer.
Yeah, your mom has one of those.
Yeah, so like before air fryers were even popular, she kind of had one of those. It was just like a little mini like toaster oven thing. That would technically be the Teflon-free air fryer.
Doodlebug said, "Do you give your baby sardines? His hair will get very silky and shiny." His mouth already smells a lot like fish, so I don't think we want to make it more fishy. He doesn't even eat fish, and actually he might have some fish. There might be fish oil in his food, but yeah, we don't really want to make him more fishy. But we appreciate the advice.
He's pretty soft. We give him a good kibble, and we feed him single ingredient meat treats. So he's pretty healthy. I think it's good for his coat.
Jessica Sanchez said, "What are you doing with all the tofu?"
We're meal prepping, so you want to tell her about it?
Yeah, so all of this tofu that's now in our oven, this is going to be baking for probably about an hour. Just depends on your oven, but I would recommend about an hour is a good check-in point. To get it nice and crispy, then we're going to put it in our meal prep with our basmati rice that's in the rice cooker, and then our carrots, cabbage, and broccolini that we're gonna wash and cut up right now. All right, I'm gonna get that going.
Let's see.
That's where I left off on.
Okay.
TikTok.
Welcome back, Texas
I
Angel.
haven't really
She
been
said
reading
hello,
the
good
YouTube
morning.
comments 'cause they're just kind of
Oh,
nonsense.
Chad Lost is back with his
Yeah, we're gonna ignore
brain
the
rot
YouTube
comments. Well,
comments
welcome
for
back,
now.
Chad Lost. We appreciate it. Yeah, we get some brain rot comments on YouTube, and I don't understand what half of them are. Brooke said new ovens now have air fryer settings.
No.
That's pretty cool.
Interesting.
We don't have a very new oven, but we still have an old school gas oven.
Yeah, that would be cool though. That like
We're outlaws.
have a setting for that. I didn't know they existed.
Lily 2005 said, "How did you become so big and strong? You're literally the strongest guy I've seen." Well, the food we're eating has to do with it, and it has a lot of protein. We're not gonna read her second comment. That was a little.
Okay.
Oh, there's some really dirty comments from her. We're gonna ignore her
About
comments.
you?
About her.
Oh, okay.
Here, we'll let you read
You
it,
wanna
but we can't
block her?
read it out
Why don't
loud.
you block her?
I can read it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and block her.
I can't read this. I'm sorry. I try to read the comments, but I'm gonna get in trouble with TikTok if I read this.
Go ahead and block that one.
We're not gonna block you. We're just gonna mute you. If you want to watch, you can, but we can't.
Oh, you can mute them.
You can mute them,
blocking
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Anyway, sorry.
Oh yeah, I'd rather just mute them. They want to stay on here and not talk. That's fine.
Anyways, Valley to the Bay said, "Yo, do you need a moderator by any chance?" That's basically someone who would do that for us. No, we just do it ourselves. But thank you for the offer. Let's see. Okay. And then you can tell them about your vegetable endeavor here.
Okay. So I am washing all of our veggies right now. Make sure to wash your veggies. You want to get the poop off of them. Less poop in your meal prep means it's going to last a lot longer, taste a lot better. So
especially with that diarrhea virus going around.
Yeah. So yeah, we got to wash
Forgot what it
our
was
veggies.
called.
So I washed the cabbage. I peeled like some of the top layers off of it as well. And now I'm getting my carrots washed. I'm going to get a few of those. Carrots are one of my favorite things to buy for meal preps. Honestly, cabbage too. They're both really cheap, but you get a lot out of it. And the nice thing about carrots, we buy that huge bag of carrots from Costco, usually like once a month. You want to show them the big bag of carrots? So we buy this big bag of carrots from Costco like once a month, and it literally lasts us an entire month. Like you don't need that many carrots in your meal prep.
There's 6 pounds of carrots, and it's like $4 or something like that.
And they last a whole month.
And they're organic.
Root vegetables tend to last a little bit longer than other veggies. They seem to stay good for quite a lot longer. So you can have those for a whole month in your fridge.
Marcy said, "What is the above your sink?"
This is a little drying rack. This just came with the place, but I definitely would recommend it if you don't have a lot of counter space, but you have a lot of vertical space. That really helps kind of save some space on your counter. So we also have one on our counter, but that way we have like 2 little drying racks, which is really nice.
Doodlebug says, "I have an air fryer in my oven. What a time saver. The downside is it can be messy to clean up."
Oh.
How does that? I'm curious how that works. Like, where is there like a separate section in there or something? Like.
Yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, I guess it's a newer oven thing. That's really cool.
Flash said, "I'll moderate for you." It's okay. We don't get too many trolls.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, we
good,
got it.
good.
We got it under control for now. Jamarcus Kendrick said, "Zero test in this poor fella. You should have seen me max out at the gym yesterday. I totaled like 1,200 pounds, dude." Anyways.
Did they think that because of the tofu?
Perhaps. They didn't explain.
They always think that Mitchell doesn't have any testosterone because he eats tofu.
Baby Distressed said, "You guys are brave."
Why are we brave?
I don't know. Let us know why you think we're brave.
I mean, I felt pretty brave squatting 205 yesterday because I feel like I almost snapped my spine doing that.
Texas Angel said, "Cabbage this week." We do have the
Yeah.
cabbage this
Oh
week.
yeah, we forgot the cabbage last week.
Yeah, so we got our cabbage back. We found a little mini
Yeah.
purple
We
cabbage.
got 2 of these little mini ones because usually we get a big one and slice it in half, but we got 2 little mini ones, so one for both this week and next week. Okay, I'm gonna start cutting things up. So I'm gonna start with the cabbage. We're gonna slice off that bottom part, cut that in half, and I'm gonna slice out a little more of the little
Chef
bottom
Farmer
part.
says, "Wow, those broccolini look fresh."
Oh yeah, I mean we live in Central California, basically, Central Coast California. We have access to a lot of fresh veggies. We're super lucky, super grateful for where we live. It's very expensive to live here, but one really huge benefit of living in California in general is you get a lot of fresh vegetables and fruit. So we're grateful for that.
Jessica Sanchez said she's gonna meal prep her tofu as well. She's joining us with the cooking.
Nice.
Yeah, let us know how yours comes out.
Well,
Yeah.
tell us what you're seasoning yours with. Are you doing the same seasoning? Are you doing Cajun, or are you doing a different seasoning? Are you doing like a saucy seasoning? I always want to know what people are making their tofu with.
Alright, okay, we're not chopped up yet. So after this, we're gonna do our veggie stir fry. I'm gonna go over how to oil the pan and how to make sure we're getting enough, just the right amount of oil on that.
You guys are gonna want to stick around for the oil spiel. That's one of the best parts of the live stream every week. Is Mitchell gets oily.
I don't actually get oily. Don't get your hopes up.
Reminds me of like Survivor when on that challenge where they were like sliding on the ground and they were all oiled up. We've been watching a lot of Survivor lately. Let us know. Do you guys like Survivor? We're kind of Survivor fanatics. We've been watching all the old seasons.
Flash said, "How much is your rent, if you don't mind me asking?"
2,100. This is about, I want to say about like 600 square feet where we live because we have vertical space upstairs. We have
There's a bedroom up there, the next floor, so
it's pretty nice for like the area we live in. That probably sounds like a lot, but like for the area we live in, we literally live a 5-minute walk from the beach. That's a pretty good deal, which I know is probably hard to believe for people who live in other places.
Oh, Iverson said she loves Survivor.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've
we've
grinded through season 20.
Oh yeah.
Don't spoilers, please.
Don't say that.
Oh shit, she seems trustworthy. Anyways, Iverson said, "What city?" Santa Cruz, California. Jessica, who's making the tofu, said she uses white pepper, turmeric, garlic, salt, adds black beans, onions, and veggies. I think in the meal prep.
Oh, to the meal
Yeah.
prep. Nice. That sounds like a great
That sounds like a solid tofu dish to me.
Yeah. Great job.
Chell followed us on TikTok. Shout out to Chell for the follow.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, definitely give us a follow, guys, if you like these streams. We do them every single week on Sunday. Yeah. We also post a lot of short form content here on TikTok and on YouTube as well.
Yeah, we just maxed out on squat, bench, and deadlift for you guys this weekend, so that video should be up in the next 2 weeks. We also filmed another nutrition content video, just giving you guys a lot of good tips about how to eat out more healthily. So that is also going to be up on YouTube in the next month. We got to get a lot of YouTube videos going because we're going to be going on a long road trip to Yellowstone and the Grand Tetons in a few weeks. So we're going to get a lot of content going for you guys so that way there's still content while we're gone. The live stream might be postponed for that time, but we'll see. Maybe we'll do a different live. Yeah, maybe we can do a cooking on the go because we have our camping stove. We thought about trying to use that maybe if we go to a hotel. So there might be some live stream on the go. We'll see. Let's see what we can do for you guys. We want to keep this going. Okay, a few comments here. Doodlebug says, "I like to boil purple cabbage sometimes just for the purple broth. Such a healthy drink." And she said our veggies are beautiful. We love purple cabbage because it has really good antioxidants. There's not many foods out there that have like this bright purple color. And when you eat food, you want to try to eat the rainbow, so you get different vitamins and minerals in your food. So that's why we want to have all these different colors in our food. And that's something else to look out for when you're food prepping in general is you want to make sure you're having colorful food, because a lot of people, they think about the calories, they think about the macros, and they don't pay attention to any micronutrients that they're receiving, which is what's going to help our body stay healthy long term, have a good immune system, be able to fight cancer. So we don't want to just gain muscle and not have a good immune system. We want to have both.
A few new followers, Sari, Sheila, and Valerie. Thanks for following. Appreciate the support. And then a couple comments. Chell says, I'm done with meat and ready to go vegan.
Oh,
Any
yeah.
tips for a newbie? And she also said, I've started a garden of veggies. What's the
Cool.
best for protein?
So the best options for protein, and that's what we recommend you focus on as a newbie, is making sure you're getting enough protein, because I think that is harder for newer vegans who don't know what they're doing yet with that. Is get tofu, seitan, so that's made from Vital Wheat gluten. We're going to show you guys how to make that yourself. Tempeh, you can do TVP. Am I missing any good ones?
Oh, Cleo sent us a galaxy. Shout out to Cleo.
Thanks, Cleo.
It says the biggest gift ever. We appreciate the support, Cleo.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, we've never got a galaxy before.
But yeah, those are all of the main protein sources I can think of for vegans. And protein powder, of course. I'm going to show her our protein powder, actually. It's a really good one. And you can find it on Amazon even if you don't have it in a store local to you. But yeah, those are things that we recommend making sure to get in your diet as a newbie vegan, because it's really easy to not get enough protein as a vegan. I think for any diet, people are really, would be surprised to know that like they're probably not getting enough protein as it is, but especially for vegans, I think it's a lot harder. And there's a lot of misinformation out there. A lot of people say like, oh, there's protein in everything, which is true. There's protein in all of this, but to get enough protein to build muscle out of all of this is very challenging. But if you have tofu in your diet, it's going to be a lot easier to get enough protein. There's a lot more per gram of food in our tofu, per gram of protein per gram of food in our tofu than there is in this whole cutting board of veggies.
Cleo said, you share so much great info. We really appreciate the big gift, Cleo. That's very nice of you.
Was she the one that asked the newbie vegan question?
No, she was the one that made her tofu before and liked it. She sent us the galaxy.
Support. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
DNM said, hi, my fave vegan couple. Curious if you all can tell us more about the nutrition course.
Yeah, we actually are starting to build one for you guys. We want to build one that has both nutrition content and also fitness content, because we are personal trainers. We want to share our info with you guys. So that should be coming soon. We want to definitely get that out by the end of the year. But let us know more of what you guys want to know, and maybe we can include that in the free course that we're going to send out to everyone. Or like have a link up for everyone to be able to sign up for.
Yeah, that might take a while for us to build, so maybe by like the end of the year or something. So
I
please
think
be patient with us.
Good goal for us.
And then I just want to give a shout out to a couple of the new followers, Iverson, our fellow Survivor fan, Patty and Sherry. All right, this is where we left off in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get stir frying. All right, so, all right. If you're cooking at home, I think this is one of the best things you can do to get better macros in your meal. By macros, I mean the balance of carbs, fats, and proteins. That is what's going to determine your body composition. Well, I mean, there's the calorie intake, but also like, what is the balance of those macros? I notice a lot of people overconsume fat. I'm not saying you shouldn't eat fat. We just want to eat the right amount of fats from good, whole, unprocessed sources, which doesn't include oils. We do use these, but we try to use them minimally so that we're not getting a ton of calories from it. I'd rather get my calories from fat from hemp seeds, flax seeds, other nuts and seeds, maybe an avocado, something whole and unprocessed that has more nutrients, has maybe a little bit of protein with it or something, whereas oil is just an empty calorie. It has 14 grams of fat, 0 carbs, 0 protein. no vitamins and minerals. Olive oil technically has some antioxidants in it, but we're cooking it on the pan. All of those antioxidants are going to get destroyed anyway. So basically, I'm going to measure this out. Usually I just eyeball it, but we're aiming for 1 tablespoon on this pan at the most.
It might be in the dish rack.
Oh, there it is. So, let me get the heat going on the pan. That I like medium heat. So 1 tablespoon, I want to zoom in on that tablespoon. This has 120 calories. It's a very small amount of food for 120 calories there. 1 tablespoon. You might notice at first that doesn't really coat the pan, but it will once it heats up. At first, oils are thicker, but when they heat up, they become more viscous and they'll spread around the pan very easily. So 1 tablespoon can go a long way. Now, if you're cooking 1 meal, 1 tablespoon is, I would say, impactful in terms of the amount of calories you get. You're adding 120 calories to your meal by adding that 1 tablespoon. But if you're cooking for several meals, or in our case, 10 meals, 12 calories per meal added in from this tablespoon of olive oil. So not a very significant amount. But what my point is what we want to avoid is adding several tablespoons of olive oil or 1/4 of a cup of olive oil to the pan, because that's going to get pulled into our food and add a lot of fat to it. So if you have any body composition goals, weight loss goals, that's just something to be aware of. But my biggest thing is that if I want to get enough protein to build muscle, if I fill up on these oils, I'm not going to have the appetite to eat 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. It's already kind of challenging as it is, so we want to make sure we're prioritizing that protein intake so we feel satiated from it. Whereas these oils will just kind of fill us up and make it so that we don't want to eat more protein and vegetables and stuff like that, the things that our body really needs.
Shell said, is baked tofu better than raw? I've only had in pho soup.
Okay, so, I mean, it's up to preference, but personally, I think the baked tofu is better. I like it drier and a little more firm. So when you bake it, it pulls some of that moisture out, gets a little crispy on the outside. That's my preferred texture, but I do like it in soup. In a soup, it's got to be more mushy because it's in water. But I think both of them are great. But in terms of meal prep, I like baking it and adding a lot of seasoning to it. So this is heated up. We're going to drop some veggies in there. Feel free to read some more chat while I stir fry this.
Yeah. Flash said, my wife has bought Bob's Red Mill nutritional yeast. Have you ever tried it?
Yeah, we use it every now and then.
It's good on top of pasta.
Yeah, so I don't know, I never like cheese, and it kind of has like a cheesy flavor. So for me, I don't really like it that much, but I know a lot of vegans really like nutritional yeast, so Ilana likes it. But yeah, can we kind of use like a Parmesan cheese alternative if you like adding that on the stuff?
B Global Live Peter. Oh, actually, I don't need to read that. Shell said, I'm gonna try it baked. Thank you so much. The tofu.
Yeah, if you missed our baking of the tofu, on our YouTube channel we have recordings of our live streams. We have one where we even filmed it horizontally, just as like a more edited video. You can always go to YouTube and subscribe on there, and you'll learn more about nutrition. Our goal is to get to 700 subscribers today after the stream. We were like maybe 20 something away.
Yeah, Mitchell's gonna do a backflip if we get to that.
I have to do a backflip if we get to 700.
Keep us updated, guys. If you subscribe on YouTube, let us know what number you are.
My body's really sore. I'm kind of hoping we don't get to 700. But, if I do, I will keep my word. I'll go put my shoes on and go do a backflip outside.
Yeah, we're really trying to get to 1,000 by the end of the year, so we're hoping you guys can help us with that. We're really close. We really want to get there.
Yeah, there's a lot of good value on YouTube for our nutrition videos. We make videos just like these streams, but they're edited, so they're a little more concise. But I know some of you guys like to hang out and chat, so yeah, but we do stream on there too, so if you happen to be on YouTube, you might catch us over there.
Hillbilly Patriot said, howdy, y'all. Oops, you lost me at tofu.
Oh, sorry, Hillbilly. I know that's not the hillbilly food of choice.
They might not have tofu in where he lives.
Hillbilly, I bet if you tried our tofu, you might think a little differently of it. We make some pretty bomb tofu. had very anti-tofu people try our tofu and admit that they liked it. So I'm thinking if you tried it, it would be good. But unfortunately, you're not here to share it with us. But
Yeah, it's too bad. We would share it with you.
yeah.
Doodlebug said you are very well versed. Shows such intelligence, and Unama
Thanks,
Dam
Doodlebug.
says he's a professional.
Thank you. Yeah. So.
Oh, Shell wanted to emphasize that it's the same name as this on YouTube. Yeah, Infinite
Yeah.
Motion Coaching.
Infinite Motion Coaching on YouTube, guys. That's where it's at.
It's our website. That's our YouTube, our TikTok, our Instagram. It's everything. Always
Alright,
Infinite
well,
Motion Coaching.
So I didn't explain this while it was happening, but what I did first was I started cooking the carrots and the cabbage because those take a little bit longer to cook, and then I added the broccoli on top. The broccoli cooks quicker, and I don't want to overcook that broccoli because when it starts to get brown, it doesn't taste very good. But like we mentioned earlier, the color in the food is the antioxidants, and when you start cooking antioxidants, they oxidize, that you lose the antioxidants, you basically destroy them. So we don't want to overcook our vegetables or we're kind of killing all those antioxidants. We just want to get them soft enough to be palatable, but we don't want them to start losing their color or they're basically just not as nutritious as before. So that's why I don't like to overcook the broccoli. I added that in later. Not to mention it would not sit in a Tupperware well for 5 weeks, or sorry, not 5 weeks, 5 days if I overcooked it.
CPT 302 said, "What up? It's game day."
Game day? Like,
I don't know.
Football? I thought football was on today because they played on Thursday, but it looks like they start next Thursday. Like it was a little teaser. Maybe he's talking about game day meal prep. I had football on my mind because I thought football started like preseason football, but yeah, anyways.
Bear said, "What you making?"
So if you're just tuning in, what we're doing here, we have our big meal prep operation. Over here we have 20 glass Tupperwares. We'll get to the reason we have glass in a little bit. Big meal prep operation, 20 meals. We're cooking high protein vegan meals. We use these every single week to support our muscle building. So the first 10 meals, 5 of them are for me and 5 of them are for Ilana for the next 5 days. It's curry rice. We have our curry rice in our rice cooker. We're not going to show you that yet because it needs to finish steaming. We have our tofu in the oven. I'm going to give you a sneak peek for 3 seconds so I don't let all the heat out. Sneak peek of tofu in the oven. Cajun extra firm tofu. And then our veggie stir fry. That's meal number 1. The other meal we're going to make our own seitan, which we need to start doing. Maybe we should have done that before this.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
We better start some seitan.
Yeah.
All right. I was wondering what we needed to do.
Yeah,
Next
that's
meal is
okay.
gonna be seitan.
We needed to wait. We need to wait for the tofu to be done anyway, so that's fine. Oh, I forgot about that.
All right.
Do you want to get the water boiling, or does that need to get boiling first or after you make it?
We need to start boiling.
Okay, yeah. Why don't you start boiling first?
I'm glad I remembered that on time. We would have been on a bit of a time.
Shell said, "Perfect. I will follow. I need all the tips."
Thank you, Shell. Today.
Let's see. Susan said, "Oh, she asked what was in the pan, which we answered. She said we need a bigger pan, and oxalates oxidize in your body. I'm told."
I don't know. I've heard a lot about oxalates. I'm not too well versed on the subject, but all I know is that people are referring to oxalates as being in vegetables and using it as a reason to say vegetables are bad, and it all seems a little ridiculous to me that we're thinking vegetables are bad, but maybe I'm biased because I eat a good amount of vegetables, but
Off topic said, "Why not boil them instead?" I think the veggies.
The veggies, when we meal prep, we don't want our stuff to get too wet. When it sits in the Tupperware, it'll get soggy. So stir frying it keeps them from getting too soggy and wet. But like steaming them is sometimes good, but I like doing that when it's fresh.
Post Nut Clarity said, "Gotta shave the dome, bro. It's time."
The dome, I haven't shaved the dome in like 7 or 8 years. Or something.
I don't know if he's saying that because your hairline is receding or because he doesn't like your long hair.
I don't know. Anyways, do you need to catch up on chat before I go through the seitan spiel? Because that might be a little more, I want to explain the process.
Yeah, let me see if there's anything worth reading here. Shell said, you season the tofu, and what is seitan?
Yeah, we're going to show you the seitan in a moment. Let's finish.
Tell her what
chat.
we season the tofu with.
We do Cajun seasoning on our tofu, just like a dry rub seasoning.
Okay.
Let me know when we're caught up, and
Yeah.
we'll go through the seitan process.
Let's see.
Where is the seitan? The blue?
J. Michael said, do you know how much each meal comes out to in cost?
I think it's like $6 or $7 a meal. So yeah, like cheaper than a restaurant, but it depends on like your ingredient quality. Like if we didn't get organic produce, it would be a little bit cheaper. What we recently did to save some money, we started making our own seitan. We would buy 5 packages of seitan that were like $7.50 each. It was like $40 to have enough protein from seitan. This bag of wheat gluten is $10, and we're getting more protein from it. So we're getting more protein than our meals now, and this bag is $10. So it's a quarter of the price, and we're getting significantly more protein. So
People said that I'm real. So camera lady is real. Why would she say that? I think about you having your hairline receding. I'm just saying the truth. He knows that. Yeah.
You know what's gonna happen. My dad is bald. So
I love him anyways. This is my husband.
Once this goes away, I'll just grow a little ponytail on my beard.
Yeah, that'll be cute.
We'll just change it. I heard when your hair goes out, it starts growing thicker on your beard. So, all right, let's.
You want to start, and then we'll go through stuff.
We'll catch up to the chat in a moment, guys.
Yeah.
Don't feel ignored. We're gonna stir the veggies real quick before we get distracted with this process. So seitan is a wheat-based protein. It's a very good meat alternative for vegans or vegetarians. It's vital wheat gluten flour. They basically take regular flour and they wash away the starch. So they put regular flour, they add water, and the starch absorbs into the water, and the gluten sits at the bottom. It's a way for them to isolate the protein from the wheat flour. And then you get this flour that turns into a rubbery dough that you can cook, and it turns into a umami texture, so like a rubbery, meaty-like texture, because it's straight protein. The macros on it are great. They're even better than tofu. 1 gram of fat, 4 grams of carbs, 23 grams of protein. So it's basically just straight protein. It even has a little bit of iron in it. So this makes a great meat alternative.
Just to answer Jellybean's question, yes, we're vegan.
Yeah, so we're both vegan.
This is our vegan protein source.
Some of our protein, seitan, and then the tofu that's in the oven. So what I'm going to pour this whole bag. This whole bag has like 400 grams of protein.
I told him the cost of the bag too.
Yeah, I told him about it earlier. It was $10
okay.
for this, which is much cheaper than when you buy your own seitan, and that can get pretty costly. So
by pre-made seitan, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
So when I add water to this flour, it's going to quickly turn into a dough. So what we're going to do, so that it has some flavor inside of it, we're going to add salt and pepper. We're going to add some more seasoning to it later, but for now, so that it's inside of the dough. So I'm going to put a good amount of salt in there. Add some pepper. I'm going to whisk that around. That way all of this salt and pepper is inside the dough, and it's basically like baked into the seitan. Otherwise, if you don't season that, there's not going to be much flavor inside of it. So, I'm going to fork. I'm just going to whisk this around. So that it mixes all up. Make sure it doesn't settle at the bottom. You want salt and pepper to be all throughout this flour. Now, I need to do some math. So the ratio of water to seitan can vary. Sorry, I have to pick this out of the trash. I know I'm gross, but I'll wash my hands before I get messy with that. It's about 4 cups of seitan here, of wheat flour. So the ratio I like to use for this process is 3/4 of a cup to every cup of wheat flour, or wheat gluten flour. So that means I would need 3 cups of water. I'm going to do a little under that even because I don't really like it to get too wet. So let me wash my hands because I was in the trash can. It wasn't that messy in there or anything, but this is a process that's going to require you to use your hands. So you want to wash your hands before you do this.
To flip the veggies before you do that?
Yeah, let me just get this ready.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, fire up.
Amber asked, isn't tofu bad for males?
I've been eating it for a long time. I feel fine, but that comes from the myth of phytoestrogens being in soy products. It's not. Phytoestrogens are in a lot of different foods, but it's a big misconception that those act as estrogen in your body. It doesn't interact in your body quite the same as human estrogen does.
Bear asked, said, meal preparation is so efficient, so the next 5 days you don't necessarily need to cook?
Exactly, yeah. So, we do make breakfast each day. So, there's some cooking involved, but...
minimal.
Yeah, it's just... We make like a routine breakfast, and then we have lunch and dinner made. That way, when we're on the go, we don't have to think about it.
Yeah, we work during afternoon and evening time, so it's good for us to have both our lunch and dinner prepped, so that way we can eat when we're working.
I'm adding a little bit of seasoning to our vegetables because those are done cooking, but I like getting this organic no-salt seasoning from Costco, and then I just add my own salt so that I can add an abundance of this no-salt seasoning, add a lot of good flavor without overdoing the sodium, and then I can use a select amount of sodium that I prefer. When you get seasonings, I always recommend getting ones without salt and then adding your own salt because everyone's sodium needs are very different. But I do like adding a lot of seasoning to stuff, and then that way I'm not overdoing sodium. I'm just adding a lot of flavor, and then getting the right amount of sodium here.
Flash said, do you get microplastics from plastic bags?
Probably to some degree. What we really try to avoid is plastic that is being heated up. So like meal prep Tupperwares when you're microwaving them. Things like if you had a plastic stirring utensil and you're putting that in your pan.
I'm going to tell them what that's made out of.
This is just like a wooden one. So it's just things like that I try to be mindful of. But yeah, like the plastic bags on the seasoning stuff, or even like this, you're getting some amount of microplastics. So like we said before, we got these jars, and we're going to start going and filling our spices with those jars at the store. Okay, so these vegetables I'm going to take off the burner. Those are about done. Let's do our seitan now.
Can I ask one more quick question? Yeah. DNM said, what time are you normally on Sundays on our live stream?
We start our streams. We're going a little earlier now, like 7:30 a.m. Pacific time. Now that we make our own seitan, we needed to account for an extra 30 minutes. So, all right. We're adding 3 cups of water to our dough here. And you're going to see, zoom right in on that, show them that. This is going to turn into dough very quickly. So when you're doing this, you're going to want to be ready to mix that. So 2 3/4 cups is what I'm going to aim for. I'm going to start with 2.5. And you're going to get your hands in there and just start mixing that around and kneading it. This is going to turn into dough immediately. So you can see how quickly that just turned into dough. So yeah, rolling that around in there. The process we're going to do for this is we're going to boil or steam it. We don't have a steaming basket, so I kind of just boil it in like a small amount of water.
You want to explain one more time what this is for people who tuned in late?
Yeah, so this is vital wheat gluten. It's the key ingredient to seitan, which is a great meat alternative for vegans or vegetarians.
It looks like bread.
It's basically wheat flour without the carbohydrate in it. So So I'm making 2 of these little balls, and we're gonna boil this, and it's gonna turn very firm.
Miss Universe said, "How do you take care of that pan?"
Ilana does. She just scrubs it, and it doesn't. It has some stuff on it. It's kind of burnt. Some would argue it's not very well taken care of. I'm not blaming her. I wouldn't do much of a better job. But
She asked if it's a French pan.
it's just a stainless steel pan.
I don't know what a French pan is.
Sorry for the spanking noises, by the way. The reason we do this is that it gets the air out. So we need to get we have to tenderize it. We want it to be compact. Otherwise, you're going to have big air pockets. It's going to expand like a loaf of bread. So yeah, we're just packing that in. I have 1 more of these balls to do.
Bear said, "I think I should have a nice stir fry with rice and chicken for dinner tonight. Thanks for the inspo."
Yeah, I'm glad we can inspire you guys to eat healthy and cook your own meals. I think that's the biggest thing you could do to improve your health is just make some of your own food at home. Nice, simple ingredients. Get you feeling better, save you some money.
Shell asked, "What is your guys' favorite vegan dish?"
My favorite one is very simple. Tofu, rice, and veggies. That's what I like making at home for meal preps. When I go to a restaurant, I try to get some form of that. I'm always content with that one. What about you? What's your favorite?
Honestly, our meal preps. I mean, like,
Tofu, rice, and veggies.
yeah. Well, I like our seitan meal prep lately. That's been really bomb. That's been really good. Doodlebug said, "So many people talk about Costco. We don't have one in South Georgia. Just got an Aldi's."
Yeah, Costco is pretty awesome. I know it's not everywhere, but like I know there's like Sam's Club. Maybe you have that there.
Yeah, she said Costco is like Sam's, so maybe she also has Sam's Club.
Yeah, if you have Sam's Club, I'm not sure what they have at a Sam's Club. I know it's the same concept. You can buy wholesale items, and you can usually get like certain non-perishable things for a really good deal, like a big bag of rice, or things that you're going to eat regularly, like this giant bag of carrots that we go through a lot of because we meal prep with it every week. So
I'm gonna take a short intermission, but I'm gonna flip you so you can stay on there.
you set it right there and aim it at
Okay. Are you gonna be able to read the?
Yep.
I left off at. Let's see. Left off at that one.
All right. Okay. Can you angle it at the stove here? My hands are just kind of messy.
There you go.
All right. All right, guys. So what we're gonna do is we have water boiling here. I'm just gonna drop these. I'm gonna give you a close-up look at this. This is our seitan dough, and when we cook that, it's gonna become firm. We're gonna cut it after. We're gonna leave that there for a little while we prepare our other meal that's ready, and then afterwards we're gonna season it. Do a dry rub seasoning like we did our tofu, and bake that in the oven. So, hot. Let's drop both these bad boys in there. Let me show you what that's looking like. Yeah, so. Yeah, it's just going to boil in there. I'm going to cover it. Basically, it's half submerged in water. Okay, let's answer some of your questions. Was that cold water that I put in the seitan? It was just cold water, yep. And it'll cook afterwards. As soon as that flour touches water, it'll turn into that dough. Jay Michael said, "Do you go out to eat at Chipotle, or is that not vegan friendly?" No, like in a pinch, like if we're on a road trip or something, Chipotle can be pretty clutch. You can get a pretty basic meal, and they do have the sofritas, the tofu, so rice, beans, a little bit of veggies, sofritas with the tofu. Although there's been like 2 occasions where I've gone to Chipotle and gotten meat in my food, so like they're not the best at like cross-contamination type stuff. But I've definitely accidentally got a bite of steak in my Chipotle burrito before, so that is to be noted. Chell said the pan is cooked with love. It is cooked with love. They said mine get rust. Yeah, if you have a cast iron pan, it can get rusty if you let it get wet. But stainless steel won't rust, so that's a little more low maintenance. Like Fufu gotta spank it. Yeah, we're spanking the seitan dough. We have a lot of chat to catch up on. Oh god. Okay, let's see. They said wheat without carbohydrates. How? So they basically put that dough in the water. They're like regular. Sorry, they put wheat flour in water, and the starch, the carbohydrate, is water soluble, so it dissolves in the water. And then they pour the water out, and you're just left with the protein part of the dough. Frank said, "Stop spanking it. Spanking it was a necessary process to." It was probably loud in the mic. Sorry.
Do you want to start with the rice?
Yeah. Let's flip that around.
Yeah.
Ivy said, "Any more homemade protein bars left?" No, those didn't last very long. So if you didn't see it, what we did on YouTube from one of our videos is we made our own homemade protein bars. They came out really good. They're absolutely delicious. They did not last more than like 3 days. And they tasted like cookie dough. And they had really good macros. We have a video tutorial of how we did that on YouTube. Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you guys want to check out how to make your own homemade protein bars, YouTube, Infinite Motion Coaching.
Milo's looking at me
Scared
funny
Milo.
after I sneezed. That
Holy
woke
shit,
him
that's
up.
a lot of rice.
Oh my god. Yeah, they were not lying to you earlier.
It really expanded. That was definitely
Yeah.
5.5 cups of rice.
Okay, don't put more in mine Tupperwares just to fill it. Sometimes he's done that before when he's accidentally made more rice, and then it's too much rice for me.
In mine, so. All right, we're gonna start. Let's head over to meal prep station. We're gonna distribute these in our Tupperwares. So here we have our glass Tupperware. So
Oh, and a glass bottle. We have 3 glass bottles.
Glass Tupperwares. We're trying to get rid of as much plastic as we can.
We like
especially
glass.
things that, like we said earlier, heat up and touch our food. We want to avoid stuff like that.
We like glass, we like metal, and we like wood. Anything
those are good
plastic
natural materials.
plastic is not good. We don't want that. As much as we can. We do have plastic lids though.
Yeah, but you don't heat that part up.
Yeah.
So. Okay, so holy shit, we have a lot of rice. That is like a dense pot of rice. That came out pretty good. They should do 5.5 cups more often. Okay, so yeah, so we recently got rid of all the plastic Tupperwares. We highly recommend getting some glass ones. They were really inexpensive at Costco. We found a set for like $25 or $30, and there's enough for you to for one person to meal prep with. They're pretty much the same price as plastic ones, so I think that's one of the biggest ways you can avoid plastic is just if you're meal prepping to avoid plastic Tupperware. So
DNM asked how long you boiled the seitan for.
I don't have a specific time. I'm not going off of any recipe, but I want to estimate 30 minutes. Basically, I want to look to see for it to expand and get bigger and start to feel more firm. It doesn't have to be completely cooked in there. That's going to overfill. I hear it bubbling too much. Yeah, so we just want it to get bigger and more firm because we're going to slice it up and bake it in the oven so it can continue to cook in the oven. But we do want to just get the right consistency of it there. So it's all a bit of an experiment. I feel like it's like a very tricky baking process. There's a reason why we spent more money to buy the seitan for a long time. But more recently, we've been curious about making our own. So,
you want to tell Miss Universe what kind of wheat it is that we use in the seitan?
Yeah, it's called vital wheat gluten. It's basically the protein part of the wheat flour. So, yeah, that was the Bob's Red Mill brand. They have a pretty good one. But depending on what grocery store you go to, you might have a different one. But it's called, high protein wheat flour, or just look at the macros. It should have mostly protein. So here's our curry rice. That's our base to our meal. Every single one of our meals this week is going to have a base of rice.
It's our main carb source.
Yeah. So I'm not I don't like saying that carbs are bad. I want to make a comparison. This 1 cup of rice that you see in this, it looks like a lot. Like zoom in and show them like how much this is. That's a good amount of rice. Enjoyable to eat. That has about the same amount of calories as 1.5 tablespoons of oil. So people always demonize carbs in their diet, saying, oh, I'm eating too many carbs, I'm gaining weight. Well, gaining and losing weight is a matter of calories in versus calories out. We need to eat less calories than we burn. I'm going to feel much more satiated from eating 1 cup of rice than I am going to be from 1.5 tablespoons of oil. Or at least I'll have the enjoyment of eating that compared to the oil. So you can hide 1.5 tablespoons of oil in that rice and not know it. But without oil, this is a great source of carbohydrates. We need that to fuel our workouts so that we have energy to burn more calories. The oils can definitely sneak up in there and add a lot of empty calories.
Someone asked how big the rice cooker is. Enough to fit 5.5 cups of rice.
Yeah, barely fit 5.5 cups of rice. But yeah, I would, if you're gonna get one, I would recommend the Instapot. We thought about upgrading to one of those, but we don't really need it, so we haven't bought it yet. But
that might be a future
an
purchase.
Instapot would be plenty big to make a giant batch of rice.
Yeah.
It's even bigger than that. So
you can do beans in that too and other stuff. It's like a crock pot.
Yeah, so yeah, if this thing broke, we would probably get an Instapot, but yeah.
Joyce said, yeah, I prefer glass storage because it's hard to clean oil residue and other staining food from plastic.
That's true. It's
a lot of
easier to
reasons.
Clean your glass Tupperwares too. Stuff doesn't stick to it very much. And we recommend Pyrex glass. That way you can heat it up. Just regular glass would break if you heated it up, but Pyrex is like heat resistant somehow. I'm not sure how they do that, but.
Doodlebug said, have you all considered investing in a Berkey water system? So worth amazing taste water.
Oh, so we have a pretty cool water system actually. We have a reverse osmosis filter under our sink. So we have our normal tap water, which we don't cook or eat or cook with or drink. And then this one is a filtered one. Underneath our sink we have a reverse osmosis filter. The thing on the right there, yeah, that filters our water and adds minerals to it. And there's on the left, that thing is like a storage tank. It stores the filtered water because it takes well for it to filter. But yeah, reverse osmosis, completely purified. They make countertop versions of that as well. So, but yeah, not just for the taste, but for the health benefits of having clean water. Sometimes your pipes going into your house have rust and other gross stuff in there, and they treat the water with chlorine and other things you don't want. So you want to filter that out and keep it nice and pure.
Ivy said my mic isn't on.
Let's confirm that.
Yeah, let me blow into the mic. Let me know if you guys heard that. Sorry if that was kind of annoying. But yeah, if you guys didn't hear that, let me know.
Okay, so yeah, we have our veggies over here. That's all evenly distributed. And then once our tofu's done, we're going to add it to that. But that tofu might be done. We can check on it right now.
Doodlebug said, do y'all eat a lot of rice? Yeah, we did quinoa last week for the first time in a while, but we always have some sort of main carb source in our meals.
Okay.
And Bear asked, what seasonings did you use for the rice?
Yeah, so that yellow color that you're seeing, that was from curry powder. We just added dried curry powder, black pepper, and salt to that. So that way we get a little bit of flavor in there without adding extra calories.
IV said it's just picked up by the phone mic. Let me turn my mic off and on.
Oh, here, if you unplug maybe the thing is unplugged on your...
Well, they're hearing you. Let me turn mine back on.
Here.
Yeah, let me know if that fixed it, guys. I just turned my... Oh.
Sorry.
Let us know if that fixed it, if you guys can hear me better now. Okay, let's see what else to catch up on.
Let's set this to the side here. Okay. let's check on our tofu guys. I have a feeling that's done. My tofu senses are tingling.
Oh, yeah, Ivy said it's better now. Thank you, Ivy.
Okay.
Appreciate the help.
Appreciate the heads up on that.
Yeah.
Tofu's looking pretty done. I'm gonna take this out.
All right.
All right. So check this out. We have our baked tofu. It's got a little crispy on the outside. That's hot. I want to set it down. Okay. We're gonna keep the oven on because we need to bake our seitan after this. Once we get our baking pans cleared off, I need a spatula.
Yeah, Nutri says, I love my Instapot. I cook 99% of my plant-based food in it. Beans, rice, quinoa soups, veggies, dal. Yeah, that all sounds delicious.
Yeah, we've really considered getting one. It seems like we could probably make some really good easy meals on the weekend. All right, so we're going to serve up our tofu here. Now, check out these blocks of tofu. Each one of these has about 15 grams of protein in it. So, yeah, if you're vegan, I feel like tofu is kind of a necessity to get enough protein. It's a complete protein. It has all the amino acids you need, so you don't have to worry about pairing it with other proteins, unlike the seitan. We'll get to that once we do our seitan later.
I think it'd be hard to be allergic to soy or gluten on a vegan diet.
If you're allergic to soy and gluten, I think it's not really
possible. Yeah.
Eat a vegan diet. Otherwise, you'd have to be like a whole foods plant-based vegan, which personally I don't think is sustainable.
Boiling over.
Yeah, attend to that in a moment.
Miss Universe said you are lucky he can cook very good.
All right.
I agree with that.
Okay. That's hot. More tofu. So each one of my meals is going to have 4 of these blocks of tofu. So let me get 4 of them on there.
These are all going to be Mitchell's meals. These ones on the end are my meals.
Show them this one here. That's basically what my meal looks like. So for reference, I'm 5'10", about 200 pounds. So this is enough for me to get 60 grams of protein, or 65 grams of protein, something like that. When I plugged it in on MyFitnessPal, that's what it was looking like. So yeah, I mean, totally possible to get enough protein on a vegan diet here. And then Ilana is 130 pounds, so she's not going to have as much. This is a bigger meal for her, the one with 3, but
I eat that on leg days.
on leg day, she'll do that one. On other day, she'll do the one with 2 blocks of tofu. So 30 to 45 grams of protein in each one of hers. So we're trying to get to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. That is ideal for building muscle.
It's not easy.
It takes some acclimation. For a lot of people, that's a struggle. Like I notice with the people we train, when we have them plug in their food on MyFitnessPal, it's very common to see people getting like 50 grams of protein a day. Basically, they're just getting enough protein to kind of survive, as most people would naturally be able to do. It's pretty easy to get 50 grams if you're eating enough calories. So it just, you have to really prioritize that protein intake in order to get a gram per pound of body weight. But if you can't get a gram per pound, I would just try to get, I don't know, like 0.75 grams per pound. Like try to work towards it, because it'll definitely take some getting used to, because protein is very satiating. It's very filling. So when you start eating it, you're going to feel very full. But that's a good thing, because then you're not going to go want to snack on chips and candy and stuff like that after dinner. You eat a meal with 60 grams of protein in it, you're going to feel full and not have cravings afterwards. So that's the value of eating more protein, is that you're not going to want to be snacking afterwards. So
Doodlebug said, thanks a lot, y'all. I'm so hungry, and I'm going to go cook rice and veggies. I want to try tofu.
Awesome. We're glad we inspired you to make a nice healthy meal today. That's always our goal, is to make you guys feel inclined to do something healthy for yourself. It's Sunday. Let's start the week off with a nice, at least one healthy meal. If not, you can meal prep for a few days. Let's avoid the restaurants this week and make our own food. I think that'll do us all wonders.
A lot of people are just saying beautiful colors and the meal preps look great. Tofu looks really crispy.
Yeah.
Nutra says, I agree, tofu is great. And she asked, missed how you baked the tofu. Quick review.
Yeah, so basically we got organic extra firm tofu, and we did a dry rub seasoning on that. We did Cajun seasoning. We baked it in the oven for about an hour at 400 degrees on a baking pan with like a small amount of olive oil rubbed onto it.
That's our, that might not be the Cajun seasoning. That might have been cinnamon. Yeah.
Either way, yeah.
Did we use up all the Cajun? Oh, we might have used up all the
We used
Cajun.
all the
Yeah.
Cajun. We need to get more.
Gonna
But
show
yeah, if
it.
you want to recap on that, on our YouTube channel, we have a full meal prep video that's like edited down to like a shorter duration. But you can go and see different parts of that if you missed the beginning of it. We cooked the same exact thing. We filmed it on YouTube. Our YouTube is Infinite Motion Coaching. Short-term goal is to get to 700 subscribers. We hope we can do that by today or the end of the week or something.
Mitchell will backflip if you guys get us to 700.
I will do a backflip if we get to 700 subscribers.
It's 116 of you guys here right now, so
if
that
you
could
guys
easily
all
get
went and
there.
Followed, I would have to do a backflip. I'd have to go outside and put my
That'd be
shoes on
pretty
and do
sick.
a backflip.
If you subscribe, let us know where we're at because we're using both of our phones to live stream right now, so we won't be able to check. But keep us honest. Razzie said, I never would have thought that tofu had that much protein.
Yeah, tofu is a very high source of protein. So that and seitan are the two main plant-based proteins we recommend for everybody, or like tempeh or something like that as well.
Tammy said, yeah, I find I get more hungry on certain days.
Yeah, so maybe check out. You can think about like on those days where you're getting more hungry. Did you eat less protein? Was there less meat in your diet that day or something? And or you can even log your food on a thing like MyFitnessPal and see if you're getting more protein, because you notice when that protein intake is higher, you're not going to be hungry after your meals.
Should I start cutting up the next veggies, or are you going to take care of the seitan right now?
I'm trying to decide that.
Okay. Let me just, while you're deciding, let me read some more
I'm
comments.
going to move this over here.
Okay.
I need that.
Moataz said rice makes you feel full so you don't eat again for a long time.
Definitely, yeah. So we always are a proponent of people getting carbohydrates in their diet. We're not low carb people. We recommend getting good, clean sources of carbs. The carbs we want to avoid are those simple sugars. You basically just want to avoid sugar. That's the bad carb. Or carbs that are cooked in oil, like potato chips or greasy pizza. Those have carbs, but there's also a lot of oil saturated into it.
Oh, Doodlebug said, y'all keep going away. I'm getting a complex thinking you're blocking me. We're not blocking you. Sorry. We might just not be reading all the comments right now. We're getting a lot of comments, so we can only read so many. So sorry about that, Doodlebug. We're not trying to ignore you. Sometimes I read it, but it's just not something that is a question. But if you ask us a question, we're more likely to read it out. Razzie said, firm tofu.
We get extra firm tofu. That is going to have the best balance of protein and fat, and also moisture too. You don't want the tofu to be too wet. But even in the softer tofus, you can get a lot of protein.
She said no, the page goes away. I don't know what that means.
Oh no, we're definitely not blocking you. I don't know what.
I don't know what she means by the page going away. I'm not on the user end of things, so I don't know what that means. There's a couple comments above that I didn't really look at.
Amber said, I'm no vegan, but I do subscribe to eating real food. You can't go wrong with real.
Thanks, Amber.
Hell yeah. And then Bear said, just followed your YouTube. Look forward to more healthy meal inspirations. Shout out to Bear for subscribing.
What number are we at? Let us know.
Yeah, if we're at 700, then I'm gonna go do a backflip.
Yeah, I'm curious how close we are.
If you tell me we're at 700, I'm gonna go double check because I'm really sore and I need to make sure we're actually at 700. 689 now.
Ooh.
Oh shit, we're popping on the tube.
Popping.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. Thanks for the support today.
11 of you that are on here right now.
Oh fuck.
Go subscribe.
Razzie said, "What's your YouTube called?" Infinite Motion Coaching, just like on TikTok. I really don't want to do the backflip, but if you guys,
I wanted to do the backflip because I really want to get to 700. Also,
I want to get to 700, but yeah.
I'm not risking my body for it.
Oh man.
But I am risking my husband's body, so.
Oops, big thumb. 688. Okay. Okay, so you want to tell them about our vegetables that we're...
Yes, so I'm washing some veggies right We're washing up some shiitake mushrooms, some kale, some rainbow chard. So this is going to go in our second meal prep with that seitan that's boiling, the rice that we already cooked, and also some garbanzo beans. So that goes in our second meal prep for the week that we either eat as lunch or dinner. Just depends on the day and which one we want to eat first, but one of our meals basically. So we got all those mushrooms. We're going to just slice those up. And then let me get my kale and rainbow chard wash. So again, if you guys weren't here earlier when I was washing the veggies, make sure you wash your veggies. You don't want extra poop on your veggies. That's not going to make them last very long in your meal prep. So we want to make sure we're washing the poop off our veggies.
You want to explain that? Maybe they don't know where the poop is coming from.
Oh, in the soil, like
it's
manure.
cow poop.
Yeah, cow poop. Especially if you're having, nice organic veggies, we just want to make sure we're getting the poop off of them.
Doodlebug said, "Take care of yourself. Don't do it. Evidently, your body's saying that a no for today." No, I could definitely do the backflip. It's I got it. I got the backflip down.
He has confidence.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys.
Don't worry, guys. I got this.
See, I do not have confidence I can do a backflip. I've never done a backflip, so I am not going to do a backflip. But Mitchell has done many a backflip in his day, and recently too.
Shell said, "I love to go find mushrooms. Have you tried chanterelle?"
Yeah, those are really good. They're expensive though.
We can get them in the store, like from the wild, like wild harvested ones.
Yeah.
We never went and got our own.
Yeah, we have a coworker that does that, and I keep meaning to ask him, like, when it's kind of like mushroom hunting season, we should try to go with him and learn how to do that, because I think that'd be really fun to learn how to hunt for your own mushrooms. But you got to be like confident in it. It sounded like he'd been doing it since he was a kid, but it's one of those things where you got to be confident in what you find and whether or not it's edible, because there's a lot of mushrooms that I've heard look like the ones that are edible, but they aren't.
Jay Michael said, "What's y'all's favorite beans? I like black beans for fiber and protein."
For taste, I do really like black beans, but for meal preps, I find garbanzo beans, for some reason, they last better in the meal prep, so that's what we always use in our meal prep. I've tried other beans. I've tried pinto beans. I've tried black beans. I've tried kidney beans, and for some reason, they just don't last as long. They start congealing a lot faster. I don't know why that is, but for some reason, the garbanzo beans last faster. But I do really like garbanzo beans, too.
Bear said, "What is chanterelle?"
It's a type of mushroom.
Yeah, mushrooms that they usually grow in the wild.
A lot of different types.
Or they grow in the wild, but they don't usually farm it. So they're like an orangey color. They're really cool.
There's so many different types of mushrooms out there. There's not just those, little brown and white mushrooms that most grocery stores have. If you go to like a local organic grocery store, if you have one near you, you'll probably find some interesting looking mushrooms. Or if you go foraging in the forest. But once again, make sure you know what you're doing with that. Don't just go picking up mushrooms you don't know whether or not they're edible.
Razzie said 692 on YouTube. Just followed.
Hell
and
yeah.
Doodlebug said, "Well, now I have to wait to cook. I want to witness the
Hey,
flip."
8 more of you.
God
We're
damn
getting
it.
there. We're getting there.
I didn't think you'd get to
Once
700.
Mitchell will backflip if you guys get us to 700.
Oh, man.
Infinite Motion Coaching on YouTube.
I gotta get warmed up. I gotta start getting my legs warm.
Keep us honest.
I wish we had grass somewhere. I have to go do this in gravel. Man, I'll do it. Yeah.
We could go walk to that little park.
Yeah, we might have to go walk to the park.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Some more chat.
I might have to leave you to do that on your own because I
Oh,
get
okay.
breakfast going. But you will find a way. Don't worry, guys. There will be a backflip. We don't lie on here.
Okay, Jackie asks, "What protein do you add to the oatmeal?"
We do a protein shake, so the oatmeal doesn't have much protein, but we do a protein shake to make up for that, or protein smoothie, sorry. We already have those pre-made, and Mitchell's going to show you guys what those look like. But we put a bunch of other supplements in there, fruit, veggies. We put flaxseed and chia seeds in there too. That does add a little bit of protein in the oatmeal, but definitely we recommend doing a protein shake or protein smoothie with your oatmeal, even with adding those seeds in there, because those aren't going to add as much protein as having a protein shake.
All right. And Bear told me to warm up for that flip, so
Yeah.
I don't know. We've never gotten that many subscribers in a day, so I don't think you guys can do it.
Confused what you're doing.
Are you confused?
What's Dad doing? What's he doing?
Yo Dog said Jesus saves. Hell is real. Put your faith in him alone to save you.
We always get that one every week.
Shell said, I'm so hungry, but I'm not missing this flip. Shell, I don't want you to get your hopes up. I will do it at 700 subscribers, but I really don't think you guys are going to get to 700. Jackie Lopez says, you froze. Are we still frozen?
Sometimes we've been getting like an unstable connection sometimes.
Okay, let us know if we're still frozen. It might just, I don't know.
Has anyone updated us on the YouTube count?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm getting nervous, guys. It's been a couple weeks since my last flip. All right. We should check on the Seitan. I think it still needs to... Let me poke it.
Poke it?
So, yeah, for the Seitan, what I do is I just kind of, like, poke it and wait for it to not be as jiggly. I think I'm going to flip it. Hold on. Let me get a spatula. Bear with me. This might need two hands. I don't know if I can do this with the camera.
Oh, you want to hold that for a second?
Can you hold that for a second?
Yeah. Oh, $6.92. Wait, was that already? Oh, okay. Right, because I said 8 more.
I should get the oven mitt.
Yeah, you probably should.
I don't want to ruin my Who Let the Dogs Out shirt.
Honey, be careful.
That's hot. I don't want it to touch my skin. Anyways, I just got boiling hot water on my Who Let the Dogs Out shirt.
Now found at infinitemotioncoaching.com.
Yeah, that's really hot water, so... okay, it's cooled off.
Okay.
Anyways, I didn't
Let me
burn
give this back
myself
to you.
unscathed. I basically just flipped the Seitan so that, yeah.
So I'm just cutting up this.
Jackie Lopez said, no, we froze answering your question. She was asking about the oatmeal. Maybe we froze during that time. But long story short, we don't want a little spiel about that, but we do a protein shake with our oatmeal, and then we have some like flaxseed and chia seed with the oatmeal. That gives us a little bit, but we do a big protein smoothie with the oatmeal.
So I'm just cutting up this kale and chard. I like to just cut it up with my hands first. So just take it off the stem. And then I'm going to cut it up a little bit finer with my knife so it doesn't all stick together.
Ooh, can we keep the stalk of the chard this time?
No, I don't like the stalks.
Oh, come on. At least keep look, can you keep like that part of it? You can cut the bottom part off, but that stuff's good. No,
I
keep
said,
it.
okay, fine, I'll try it. That's a good compromise.
That's the good stuff.
That part.
That's where all the antioxidants are.
They're big chard pieces this week. Like, look at that. Look at the size of that.
Those are pretty historic.
Yeah.
Razzie said, this is my first time seeing you guys. Do you have a lot of videos on meal prep and recipes?
Yes, we do. On Infinite Motion Coaching on YouTube, where you should subscribe so that Mitchell does his backflip if we hit 700.
I'm getting nervous. I feel like I'm going to have to go do the backflip
We have
now.
lots of videos about nutrition, about meal preps. We have a whole video of this exact live stream that we do every week, but it's shortened so you guys can watch it more conveniently. So make sure to hop over to YouTube, check out all of our nutrition content on there afterwards. We also show you guys how to make high protein snacks, so your own protein bars and seitan jerky. So yeah, make sure to check that out. That can really help you with your fitness goals.
Doodlebug said, what seasonings did you put in your bread? Looks like yummy dumplings. It looks like bread, but it's actually seitan.
Yeah.
But right now there's just salt and pepper. But we're going to do some other seasonings on that, and we're going to bake it in the oven. So It's gonna be like a tofu-like texture after it comes out of this. Then we're gonna bake it so that it's more firm and not all wet.
This is a lot of
Shell said, "Start stretching, buddy. Might need knee pads with rocks and all."
I think you should just do it on the neighbor's lawn.
Oh yeah, we'll go to our neighbor's lawn.
Neighbor.
We have an annoying neighbor with a grass lawn. I'll go do it on hers.
My little poops on her lawn sometimes.
Yeah, we're nice. We pick it up even though she's really mean to us. She got mad that I parked on the street near her house and came and pounded on our door telling me to move it. It's like public parking, so yeah. Anyways, we'll backflip on her lawn. Come on back, get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn.
Let's see. Bear said, my favorite healthy snack is guac and homemade tortilla chips. What is yours?
Favorite snack?
Yeah.
That sounds pretty bomb. Honestly, some chips. That is my one weak point.
She said healthy snack.
Oh, healthy snack. I thought they meant like just snack in general. Healthy snack, definitely our protein bars and our seitan jerky that we've made from home. I think those are some of the healthiest snacks that we've made. But when I'm not wanting to be healthy, I eat some chips and popcorn. Salty stuff is my weak point.
Coconut oil popcorn. That's been we
had some gelato this weekend. I haven't had gelato in a really long time. I haven't had any ice cream in a really long time. We were at Santana Row, this little outdoor shopping mall, and we got some chocolate and raspberry gelato, and it was so good. I couldn't finish it. It was so good, though.
Doodlebug said, I miss what the purple leaf veg is. That's the purple kale. Flash said, do you guys plan to have kids someday?
Yes.
Yes.
We'll leave it at that.
It'll be a surprise.
Yep.
Okay, so let's we're gonna start stir frying those veggies. So let's fire up this pan. Once this cutting board is clear, I'm gonna take the seitan. You guys can see what it looks like after it's boiled. I'm gonna do 1 tablespoon of oil in the pan. We're not gonna go through the whole oil spiel again. You'll have to. I only do the oil spill once, but that is about 1 tablespoon. That's probably a little not enough. Usually I measure it, but we're just eyeballing it. I just measure it for you guys. I'm pretty good at eyeballing a tablespoon. I've done it enough times, but if you haven't measured it before, you should, because it doesn't feel like very much. Like it won't really coat the pan until it heats up.
Does this need to be put in the oven?
Once we clear the cutting board.
Okay, got it. I see the process. Shell said, mine is celery with cream cheese and everything bagel seasoning, and if I splurge, dip in hummus. I think for her favorite healthy snack.
Hummus is a pretty healthy one.
Yeah, I like hummus.
Yeah.
You can make your own at home too, and it might have like a little bit less oil than some of the hummuses at the store.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That'd be a good move.
Bear said, awesome, I must try your homemade protein bars. Yeah, you really should. They're delicious. They're like cookie dough.
Yeah, it just tasted like a big chunk of cookie dough.
Mm-hmm.
We put them in the freezer too, so yeah, those are really good.
Razzie said, told my BF to follow on YouTube. He is recovering from an ACL tear and is eager to get back to the gym. Yeah, I tore my ACL. I tore my ACL like 7 years ago. I still have some like knee problems from it, but generally my knee is a lot stronger than where it was when I tore it.
Yeah, definitely resistance training is a great thing to do after an ACL tear. Not like immediately after, of course, but like once you're like at that point of your rehab process, just like to have that stability in your knee again on your own through your own musculature, that's gonna do wonders in the long term. But if you don't do anything about it after, then I imagine that's gonna have problems down the line.
Doodlebug said, freeze bananas and put in a blender for healthy ice cream. Yeah, that's a good tip.
Oh, they should make protein ice cream.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun one.
Make your own protein ice cream, yeah.
Right. So yeah, I put the shiitake mushrooms in with the oil. I'm just mixing that around a little bit. I'm gonna turn the heat down, otherwise those are gonna stick.
Yeah, Bear said, how long do you cook those mushrooms?
I never have a good sense of time because our oven just says 400. I want to say like 20 minutes or so. Okay. But we just wait. You'll see they'll start shrinking. That's usually a good indicator that they're cooking. But what I'm going to do is get these to start cooking, and then I'm going to drop all these leafy greens right on top of it, and then it'll kind of steam and bring some moisture into the pan so they don't stick. It's not like professional chef level stuff. That's just what I do to have a big pot of vegetables that cook well.
You're at 12% on your phone, by the way.
Oh shit! Okay.
So hopefully
If
hopefully
you're watching
YouTube is
on
able to
YouTube,
watch
you
the whole
might
time.
get cut off the next like 20 minutes or so. My phone's gonna die. We started at 80%. Sorry, might come to an abrupt ending, but if you do get cut off, we're on TikTok. If you wanna, we don't even have anyone on YouTube, do we?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, okay. Sometimes there's like no one there, but yeah, if you get cut off on YouTube, you can go to TikTok or vice versa. So
Yeah, we have 2 people on there right now.
nice. Shout out to the 2 people on YouTube.
Or at least according to the numbers. I never trust it because like sometimes it says 0, but then I know your mom is watching. Like, so like I don't know. I don't trust the numbers on there necessarily.
All right, so those started cooking. I'm just gonna drop our leafy greens. There's a lot of these today. Holy shit. That might barely fit in the pan, but. So luckily
It's a lot
the
of
vegetables
greens.
shrink when they start cooking. So you'll notice that that's gonna just not be a mountain in a little bit, and I'm gonna mix it around. There's a lot of
Yeah,
these
we're gonna need
today.
to let that cook down for a little
Okay,
while.
Keep it on a little lower heat. Yep. Okay, that'll slowly shrink. Let me clear off our cutting board. So our seitan is ready to be carved.
No, we do not want to co-host. Sorry.
This is
If you
where
want to
the-
co-host, let us know why you want to co-host.
Okay, so this is usually where the seitan process gets a little more interesting. So check this out. We're gonna get some tongs, and we're gonna extract our seitan. Let's turn it off.
Hi,
Oh,
Milo.
you emerged from your slumber.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning, babe.
Okay.
New slumber
You just need a new
spot.
spot, huh?
Yeah, he has
Okay.
to rotate
Alright,
every
I'll
now
show
and
you
then.
something. So here we have our seitan. It's still like kind of wet, and that's why we bake it in the oven. But this just starts the cooking process. So let me get this out of the way.
My quads are so sore from yesterday. If you guys missed it, we maxed out on squat, bench, and deadlift yesterday for a video. So our bodies are kind of wrecked today. But we talked about it earlier if you missed it.
Okay, so there's our seitan loaf thing. Now watch what happens when we cut it. We need a bowl for some seasoning again. Yeah. Rinse that out.
Oh, Shell was giving us a shout out in the comments. She said, new followers, please join YouTube channel Infinite Motion Coaching for meal
Shell
preps and
really
more.
wants
Thanks,
me-
Shell.
Shell really wants me to do the backflip in the
Yeah.
gravel, it seems. Well, now we're not going to do it in the gravel. We realize we can use
Yeah.
our neighbor's lawn.
But-
It'll be funny because she might come out and yell at us.
Yeah, I
She'll be
might get
like-
that on the stream.
She'll be like, why the fuck are you doing a backflip in the lawn? Imagine being a grumpy old lady and seeing some guy doing a backflip on. That would be interesting, but...
Razzie said, I'm making homemade vanilla extract, but sadly it needs to sit for 1 year in the alcohol. Is that why that's so expensive?
That's why it's so expensive.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Oh, we don't have very many seasonings.
Wait.
Okay, oh, I guess we have no salt seasoning.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do our no salt seasoning for our seitan. Great flavor. You can use that on like anything. We get that at Costco. So I'm gonna add that. And I don't need to add my own salt because I put salt inside the seitan flour.
I need to put that on my Costco list.
Yeah, add
Leave that out so I remember to put it on the Costco list.
Okay. So we're gonna carve this up. Let's get a
Oh,
nice
Razzie sent us a heart me. Thanks,
Shout out to
Razzie.
Razzie. All right, so let me get a pan. We're just gonna start slicing this. So basically, you just carve this like a tri-tip. You slice it in little pieces. You can make this in whatever shape you want. Let me move this in a little room. Once I slice this, I'll show you guys the texture.
Someone said, good morning. What are you cooking for breakfast?
This is our lunch and dinner for the next 5 days. So if you're just tuning in, we're doing a big meal prep operation. And we're cooking high protein vegan meals that we use for building muscle. Right now we have seitan. This is our like a meat alternative that a lot of vegans use. You often buy it in the store, but we're making our own. Our other meal over here, if you want to show them that.
Yeah.
We have tofu, rice, and veggies. This other meal is going to be rice, veggies, and seitan, as well as some garbanzo beans. So those are some meals we run on repeat.
Yeah, for breakfast, we have our oatmeal we're going to get on the stove pretty soon. And then we also have some pre-made smoothies that I made earlier this morning that will get blended up after we're done here.
I think this needs to cook longer. It's a little like mushy.
Yeah. Well,
But,
it'll firm
now.
up in the oven, won't it?
I feel like it's going to expand in the oven.
Oh,
and be like
okay.
bread. So
Well, we'll
cooking
see what
seitan
happens.
is a tricky process.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of
It's a learning process.
And we're kind of just going through it with you guys. Okay. So yeah, I sliced these up. You want to show them what these look like?
Jay, what is his name? Wait, I missed it. Yeah.
So. Yep.
Find that comment in a second.
So yeah, this is like the texture it comes in, just like a meaty like texture. We're gonna season that up and bake it in the oven. So we're gonna just use the same baking pan we used with our tofu earlier.
Where's the comment that I found that I wanted to read? I don't know. I lost it. Someone asked if we doubled the seitan. I don't know why I can't find the comment anymore. But
oh, from last week? No, I just split it in two and cooked it separately because it cooks a little quicker if we break it into two clumps.
Bear asked
last time I did one big clump.
Bear asked, is there protein in the seitan?
There is a ton of protein in the seitan. It is straight protein. It has some of the highest protein macros out of any plant-based source of protein. So yeah, we're just doing a dry rub with that. Just like we did our tofu. Just plop it in there like you're doing a like tri-tip steak or something, you know?
Bear asked, what does it taste like? Looks like a chicken almost.
It doesn't. It tastes like whatever you put on it. Like the flavor of itself is just kind of. It's just straight texture. So we're putting this no salt seasoning from Costco, so it's just gonna taste like that. It's kind of a blank slate, and you can season it how.
Ooh, good catch.
Saved it. Can't be dropping our protein.
Shell asked, what brand of cutting knife is that? I need new ones. These are Cuisinart.
Yeah, those are pretty solid.
Yeah, we got those for Christmas one year from family members. So, but yeah, it's a nice little like block of a bunch of different sizes of them.
Yeah, so we're putting a generous amount of that seasoning on there. If you missed it earlier, when I made the dough, we basically put salt and pepper inside of it. So there's some flavor inside this this seitan, but on the outside we're doing the dry rub seasoning. So, but yeah, you can basically shape this into any shape you want to use it for different things. But what we do is we just make these big strips, dry rub it, and drop in our meal prep. And yeah, pretty simple.
Bear asked, how long have the two of you been together? Seems pretty legit.
We're married.
We've been together. Well, we've known each other for 7 years. We've been together for 6.5 now.
Yeah. We've been married for like 2 months. Or something like that. Yeah, newlywed. This is hot. This is burning my fingers.
She said, that's awesome. Thanks, Bear.
Alrighty, so a couple more of these. So yeah, we were gonna dry rub that and bake it in the. Oh fuck, that's hot.
You okay?
It's really hot.
Razzie sent us a
If
rose.
you dry rub it, so when it's hot, it stays wet and then it sticks to the seitan better. So
Thanks, Razzie, for your rose.
my fingers are kind of burnt right now, but Yeah, shout out to Razzie for the rose. We
Doing it
appreciate
for
the
the
support.
stream.
All right, let me wash this off my
Okay.
hands.
So that's what it looks like on the pan, guys. I'll give you guys a little update too on the veggies. So those really have started cooking down. Those need to be stirred soon. But yeah, those are really cooking down well.
Yeah, adding the seitan into our meal prep has been a new added challenge.
Yeah, gotta kind of multitask a little
I burned
more.
my hand on that.
You okay?
Yeah.
Do you need the oven mitt? Okay.
No, it's on the seitan.
Oh, Razzie sent a let 'em cook.
Thanks for the let 'em cook.
I didn't know that was one. We've even gotten one of those before. That's cool.
All right. So let's toss the remaining seasoning in there.
Oh, Ivy said I was gonna say new meal prep character unlocked. I think about the let 'em cook.
Huh? Can't see what it is.
That's what it looks like.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah.
funny.
That's fun.
Okay, I let that sit for a little bit too long. Let me turn that down. Our mushrooms got a little stuck.
Run for Dome said, hey, my favorite healthy coaches.
Hey, Run for Dome, welcome back.
Bear said, do you not use a lid to cook the veggies faster because it makes them soggy or wet?
We just don't have a lid, but... Yeah,
Technically, we do have a lid that could fit on there, but...
If you cover it, because that ends up kind of steaming. No, we have a cover, but it's not quite big enough for it. But
Jay Michaels said...
that would have been nice for something like this, actually.
Jay Michaels said, seitan, I'm guessing, has no gluten-free options.
No, seitan is gluten. It is just straight gluten.
Yeah, if you're gluten-free, that's not going to work for you.
So if you're gluten-free and you want a high-protein plant-based source, stick with tofu and tempeh.
Yeah, this is a good gluten-free meal right here.
They make tofu out of other types of beans as well, so I mean that's also an option if you need other ways to get high-protein vegan sources.
Is tempeh vegan or gluten-free?
Yeah, as long as they don't add anything wheat-based to it. Then
Yeah. You could also do TVP and protein powder. So there's lots of different options if you're gluten-free, but yeah, seitan unfortunately is not one of those.
So I let these sit for a little while.
Oh, Shell said she's gluten-free too.
Yeah, so seitan won't be your thing.
Yeah.
You can get plenty of protein from tofu itself, so we just like having that variety in there. That way we don't get bored of it. So these are cooling for a while. I'm just adding, putting the lid on, and we're going to throw them in the fridge, and we're going to lay out our next set of Tupperwares so that we can prepare our seitan meal.
Razzie sent us 5 You're Awesomes.
Thank you. You're awesome too, Razzie. We appreciate the support today.
Yeah.
Alright, so... Yeah, I always like to let those cool first. Otherwise, if you put the lid on there, a lot of moisture gets trapped at the top from like the steam evaporating.
You stirred the veggies, right?
Yeah,
okay.
So always let that cool before you package it in your Tupperwares.
Oh, Doodlebug said, I'm so addicted to y'all, my card won't let me use on TikTok. So sorry, would send a gift. No problem. If you want to subscribe to us on YouTube, Doodlebug, that means the most to us. So, yeah, if you already did, great. I don't remember if you did, but yeah. Oh, is she one of the ones waiting for you to do the backflip?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got something.
Yeah, that means the most to us. If you guys send us gifts, that's great too. We really appreciate it. We appreciate the support in any way you can give it, whether that's a subscription to our YouTube or TikTok, or that's a little gift.
I don't know how much the gifts are on the TikTok thing, but we do have shirts on our website too if you want an infinite motion coaching.
Yeah, flip around.
This one's a little silly. It's the Who Let the Dogs Out.
Here, show mine real quick.
Yeah, there's other merch as well.
This is listed as a sweatshirt, by the way. This is like really a long sleeve shirt. We didn't realize that until we bought it, but it is pretty sweet. Like, it's pretty cozy. I wear this a lot at home, and sometimes I wear it to the gym too because it's like a nice little, like, not quite sweatshirt, but you know, it keeps you a little warmer. Yeah, we also have t-shirts. They're pretty high quality. Like, we have that same design on a regular t-shirt, just like an American Apparel cotton t-shirt. They're really comfortable. They're like a good quality. So, if you want one of those, you can always support us that way. You're at 4% on your phone. Sorry guys, on YouTube you're gonna get cut off, and any minute now the phone is dying.
Sorry, I didn't charge my phone.
Oh,
Last night.
Razzie said I would definitely get the dog shirt for my boyfriend. What sizes do you go up to?
Oh, we have all the sizes. Yeah.
Yeah, just
So
go to
Printify. You can get any size.
go to infinitemotioncoaching.com if you want to check that out. But yeah, we should have your boyfriend's size on there. They asked, did you fry or bake the tofu?
Oh, so we baked it in the oven. 400 degrees for about an hour. Beforehand, we did a dry rub seasoning, so that gave it a little bit of a crispy texture.
Oh, Doodlebug said that she wants to get the Who Let the Dogs Out shirt too. She has a German Shepherd.
Well, it's not really like dogs, like...
You can interpret it however you'd like, though.
But
yeah,
joke, the joke was like, because...
But I think it's funny to think about that, too.
I'll do my deadlifts barefoot.
Yeah.
So, like, it meant to be
show them the back
like
again.
Dogs, like the feet.
Yeah. But you can interpret it however you like to.
Like, he's got his shoes off while he's deadlifting. He's like, who let the dogs out? Like, it was kind of like a joke from our YouTube video, but...
Shell was asking, does the hoodie have a front pouch? It does not. So it's not like an actual sweatshirt. It's a long sleeve shirt. We need to fix that because it is listed as a sweatshirt.
We may have taken that one off,
did we? I don't know.
I thought it was like a hoodie, but then we
got
it like, it's like a long sleeve t-shirt with a hood.
It looks
Honestly,
like...
I recommend the t-shirt. We're working on the sweatshirt thing.
I like the long sleeve shirt. I think we should keep it up there, but we need to relist it because it might be listed as a sweatshirt right now, which we want you guys to know it's not.
Okay, so let's lay out some more Tupperwares. We need to get our...
Oh, she says she also has a Chihuahua and Weenie dog.
Oh, yeah, we love dogs. We have...
Bear asked, may I ask what made you start meal prepping and when?
Well, that's a good question. So I started meal prepping in college because I didn't have much money. Like my first year of college, they gave me like financial aid, and I remember I would go out to eat all of the time with it, and I just burned through it, and I was like, I had like $2,000 given to me to live off of, and in like a matter of like a few months, it was gone because I would go out to eat every single meal, and I was like, wow, that's really expensive, and then I had EBT, and it gave me like a certain amount of money per month. So it was pretty limited, so I had to budget it. So I went to the store and I bought a bag of rice and a pack of chicken breast. I remember I had like $50 in my bank account. I was like, well, that's only going to give me like 2 meals at Charlie Hong Kong. So I went to the store, I was like, for $50, rice, chicken breast. I just bought a bunch of that, and my mom saw it and was like, you need to eat some vegetables. So eventually I expanded upon it, but yeah, I just made chicken and rice, and it was really cheap. And then I remember my abs started to show up because I was no longer going to Charlie Hong Kong and getting like teriyaki sauce on my chicken and rice. And I was like, wow, this is a lot healthier. I'm getting leaner. My body's looking better. And then I just started cooking because I was like, I can get more food, more protein. It's saving me money. So it started out of necessity, and then it became this thing where I'm like, wow, this is a pretty frugal thing to do, and it's a lot healthier, but it got me interested in nutrition because I was like, wow, like not everything you go and eat when you go to a restaurant is healthy. It's kind of unfortunate, but it kind of gets you to realize that the food out there is not amazing, and you can make much better stuff at home. So
yeah, I started meal prepping in college. That was when I started meal prepping my dinners. I would like go get the salad bar at my school for lunch, and I'd make my breakfast like a little smoothie bowl in the mornings. But I remember I'd always meal prep my dinners, and it always saved me time at night. I'd have my food already ready to go, and I had a nice healthy meal. So I started pretty young as well.
So yeah, it started out like it was just like a necessity, but then you realize how convenient it is, and like that's one thing a lot of people don't realize about meal prep is how much time it saves you. Yeah, we spent 3 hours doing this morning. I mean, it's a little quicker if you don't live stream it.
Yeah.
But it's fun to live stream it. It makes it entertaining. But like all week, it's gonna save us time because we don't have to go to the restaurant. We don't have to drive places to get food. We don't have to cook and clean up again. You don't have to wait in line at said restaurant that you're going to. So saves you a lot of time, money, and much better for your health.
Shell really wants a sweatshirt because it's cold in Washington.
Okay, yeah. If you
Yeah,
want
we gotta get on
I'll have to
the
get
merch. We should definitely get that going by the end of summer because people are gonna want that for the cold weather.
Yeah, we're
So
slowly
we'll
adding
we'll get
more
on that, guys.
merch. We just kind of started because we were like, oh, we want clothes that have our own
Yeah.
names on it. The other.
But yeah, if you guys want to rep us, we'd love your support.
Yeah, we try to make it high quality though. We don't
Yeah.
want, because like we want to wear it. And
Yeah.
we try to get things where it's like all cotton because we're trying to get rid of like the polyester clothing because it's kind of made of plastic and it's not so great for you. So we're trying to stick to 100% cotton.
The crop top I have might not be 100% cotton. I'm not
okay.
sure, but it's good quality.
Regular t-shirts though, I made sure because I wanted just cotton shirts.
Bear said that's totally awesome. Meal preparation saves money, time, and easier to be healthy. I agree. That's why we do it. Shell said jogger pants and jeggings. Oh, I guess that's what she wants for merch. Okay. Yeah, we could get some sweats. Maybe the infinite motion coaching across the butt, you know? like the pink the pink or juicy leggings. Yeah.
Coaching, right? Maybe like on like the leg or something like we'll like.
Yeah, we can get something like that going. Yeah, thanks for the advice.
When we were filming, we were doing like.
Oh yeah.
We were doing like squat, bench, and deadlift at the gym, and it was like we're doing our own little powerlifting meet. And in powerlifting, they wear like the one-piece leotard thing. We're like, I was like, next time we do this, we should get an infinite motion coaching leotard and wear it to the gym. It's so funny.
That would be good. Okay. Oh, Shell said bamboo viscose is great too, especially cooling for workouts. I don't know if they have any bamboo options on Printify, but if they have it, we'll look out for that. Thanks for that advice.
I have some shirts that are hemp.
Yeah.
Those are actually really nice. They're really airy. They're like a thinner fiber.
I bet bamboo would be really comfy too.
What else is good? It's technically not vegan, but someone gifted me this one. It was like merino wool. They were like shorts.
Is that what you're wearing right now?
Oh yeah.
I was like, I thought you were wearing those right now.
So they're like,
yeah,
they kind of feel like cotton, but they're like more airy and like, they're pretty nice. I like that material as well. Okay, we have some garbanzo beans.
Jay Michael said driving every day takes so long when going out to eat.
It really does, especially depending on where you live too. I mean, like
you might have to drive like 30 minutes. Yeah.
It's like actually really far distance-wise. I mean, maybe for some people you live somewhere where there's just a lot of stuff to eat close by, but realistically, it's like nothing's more convenient than coming home from work, opening your fridge, throw the glass Tupperware in the microwave for